Hey everyone, welcome to Code Harmony. Today we are going to solve LeetCode problem ID 370, range addition. This is a premium LeetCode question and asked in companies like Google, Amazon and Salesforce. In this question, we will be learning a very important prefix sum based concept that is called difference array. Using difference array, we will be able to update a specific range within an array in constant time almost. Let's have a look on the problem statement. Here we are given an integer length and the array updates where update I is starting index, ending index and increment. This is given to us. You have an array ARR of length size with all zeros and you have some operation to apply on array. In ith operation, you should increment all the elements array starting index plus 1 till array ending index by increment 1, and at the end return the array after applying all the updates. Okay, let me clarify this problem statement. What is given to us is an integer. First one is an integer which is a length, and after that the second value is an array. Array is going to have a 2D array where every entry in this 2D array is starting index, ending index and the increment value. This value signifies that starting from this index till this index, we have to update the value of every element by 2. And what's the update? Increment the value by 2. So this is given to us. An operation is just take a empty array, all elements 0 with size 5. After that, if I just try to update the array by using first update is 132. It means starting from index 1, that is this, till index 3. All of these values should be updated by 2. If I update all of these 3 values by 2, the array will look like this, 0 222 0. And now let's come to the second update. In the second update, we have to start from index 2 and go till index 4 and increment every element by 3. From 2 to 4, increment every element by 3. 2 will be updated to 5, 2 will be updated to 5 and 0 will be updated to 3 because we have to increment by 3. Now this is the state 0, 2, 5, 5, 3. This is the state after second update. And what is my final update? Final update is from 0 to 2, increment all the element by -2. 0 to 2 is this. 0 to 2 every element by -2. This will become -2, this will become 0 and this will become 3. Here it should be 3. Now this will be the state after the third query. -2, 0 and 3. And now after we have processed all the queries, then you have to return your final array. And my final array is this. This is my final array after all 3 updates. Right? So this is something we have to do. And we have to perform this operation for every update, and my array is going to be starting from an empty array of length equal to this given length and every element with 0. Now the problem statement looks very simple, that I am taking an empty array and for every element I am running a loop from index I to index j and I am incrementing every value by inc. Right? This approach you can easily implement using iteration. And using iteration, if you try to implement this approach, you will start from index go with index and increment every element by inc to easily get our answer. That's all about problem statement. And here let's start discussing about the approaches that we have. The first approach that we are going to have is naive approach. Naive approach, or you can say brute force approach, where we are starting from index start, going to index end, and we are doing the increment, right? So let's say for each query, if I'm picking the query 1, in the query 1, I can go from start to end. In the worst case, start can be 0 and end can be n minus 1. In this case, for the query of, for the first query, what will be the time complexity? Time complexity is, let's say n is the length, then time complexity will be order of n in the worst case. order of n per query, and let's say if we are having m queries, then it will be m into n time, m into n time for the whole operation, m queries and n length. M queries, every query is going to take order of n time in this case. So this is our naive approach, but here we are going to learn something very important, which is difference array. What is this difference array approach? Difference array technique is going to help us get the query time complexity almost order of 1 in a constant time, right? Here in this problem statement, one thing that we have to analyze, that first of all we have to do all the updates, update 1, update 2, update 3, and once we are done with all the updates, then we have to process our array. Before that, nobody is going to ask us what is the state of the array. So that is the intuition behind it. Read query at the end. Read query is going to take place at the end of the operation once we are done with all the queries, and the order of queries is irrelevant for us. So these two things we can analyze from the problem statement, and based out of that, this difference array technique will be useful for us. And what is this difference array technique? Using this difference array technique, we can do the range update query in a constant time. I will show you how we can do that. Range update query in a constant time. What was the range update query? Query was something like this: starting index, ending index, and do the increment. So if this is the array, starting index is 1, ending index is 3, every element should be updated by 2. In this case, the state should be something like this: 2, 2, 2, 0. If I am having only one query, it will be something like this. But we are allowed to get m number of queries. So in this case, we'll keep on getting many queries, and at the end, only at the end, we are concerned about reading the array. So now this is the naive approach. But if I tell you something different, that let's say we are going to update from starting index 1 to 3. If I just only update the value at starting index 1, the starting index 1 is updated to from 0 to 2. And then if I try to read the prefix of it means prefix sum. Now do the prefix sum of this array. First value is 0, all the values are 0. Second value is updated with 2. It will be something like this: 0, 2, 2, 2, 2. See, here you can see that all the elements after the starting element are cascaded with the value 2. But I wanted my value from index I to j, but it is giving me index I till the last index. So here, to neutralize this, to fix this, what we can do is we can also replace the value of 4 with -2 in this case. Now if I do the prefix sum again, first one will be 0, second will be 2, third will be 2, fourth will be 2, and fifth will be 2 minus 2, which is 0. Right? So by this approach, we'll be able to get the final array. And the final array we are going to read after all the queries. See, so when we have to apply the query, just do 2 operations. If I just do 2 operations which are like this, that is starting from index 1 to 3. Index 1, I have added 2. And index j plus 1, which is 4. This is my I and this is my j. Because till j I want 2. After j I don't want the effect of 2. J plus 1, I am going to subtract the value which I have added at the ith index. So it will be -2 effectively, because the initial position is 0. If the initial value is something else, then we'll do accordingly. This is the operation we can use. So now let's try to have a look on the approach, if it is going to work or not. See, first of all, we have to apply every query, and every query we are going to apply using this formula. For every query, current element, our query is something like this, from index I to j, and we have to increment with inc value. So value at the ith position will be appended by the increment value. Array of I plus equal to increment, and array of j plus 1 minus equal to increment. Array of j plus 1 minus equal to increment, ignoring the last position, right? Because if j is the last position, j plus 1 does not exist. So these two things we are going to do. If for every query we are going to perform these two operations, and these two operations are performed in order of one time, right? Then how we are going to get our answer? When it is the time to get the answer or finalize the answer, we will do the prefix sum over the answer. For all I belong to index 1 to n, what I'm going to do is array of I plus equal to array of I minus 1. The same prefix sum logic we are going to apply. So for each query is going to take order of one time in this case. Let's say we are having m queries. Every m query is going to take order of one time. When it is a time to read the array, then just one iteration and read the array. Let's try to run these queries on the example. Now as a dry run, this is the given state. This is given to us, and what we have to return is an array of length 5, which is initialized with 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. This is my initial state. If I just mark the indices are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now just let's try to perform the queries. This query as I'm going to perform is starting from index 1 value will be appended by 2. This will be updated to 2. Index j is 3, so j plus 1 is 4. 4, I have to decrement the value 2. So 4 will be updated to minus 2. Now this is the state after first query. First query is done in order of one time. Now let's come to the second query. Second query is going from index 2 to index 4. Index 2, I have to append 3. I have appended 3. Index 4 plus 1, that is 5. I have to decrement 3. 4 plus 1 does not exist. Ignore it. Query 2 is also done in order of one time. Query 3, starting from index 0 to index 2 minus 2. Index 1 will be added to minus 2. 0 plus minus 2, which is minus 2. Index 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. 3, I have to subtract this 2. 0 minus minus 2, that is 2. Correct? So this is the state. This is the state of our array. And when it is the time to read the array, answer array is going to be formed something like this. Starting from index, for all, starting from index 1 to n, what I have to do is ith element plus equal to I minus 1th element. This is the operation I have to perform. Initial value is minus 2. 2 and minus 2, which is 0. 3 and 0, which is 3. 2 and 3, which is 5. Minus 2 and 5, which is 3. So minus 2, 0, 3, 5, 3 is going to be my answer. Minus 2, 0, 3, 5, 3. Let's validate it. Minus 2, 0, 3, 5, 3. In this case, we are able to get the time complexity order of 1 every query. So this is the benefit of using difference array in this case. And this is here was our difference array, right? I hope you understood the approach, and formula that we have applied is ith element will be incremented by this, j plus 1th element will be decremented by this variable. And when I'm returning, I just iterate over it and make it correct and return it. Now let's code this approach. Let's implement our difference array technique. Here, first of all, I require an array of size length, new integer of size length, and in the end I am going to return this array, but before this I will be making a prefix of it. Int I equal to, starting from 1, till length, what I will do is array of I plus equal to array of I minus 1. Now what is left is just apply the updates. Integer array update updates, apply all the update. And what does update mean? First element is starting index, second element is ending index, and third item is increment value. Update 2, this is the increment value. And what was our tactic? That ith index value will be incremented by increment, and j plus 1th value I will also increment. So in array of I will be incremented by inc, and if j plus I is less than n, it means there is scope of incrementing j. Then array of j plus minus equal to increment, minus equal to increment. Yeah, this much we have to do. Taking an array in Java, it will already be initialized with 0, and every update I'm going to apply using our formula that we discussed. After that, I will just apply the prefix sum logic to get my answer. I have to increment j plus 1 here. J plus 1 will be incremented here. Now let's run our sample test cases. Sample test cases are passed. I'm submitting the problem. It got submitted successfully and beats 99% of the solutions. Okay, I hope you understood the approach. This is a difference array technique that is going to give us the range query update in constant time. Thank you guys. Bye bye.